Make plans to stop by the Rock Creek Renegades Gun Show this Friday through Sunday at the Sandhills Global Event Center. The show will feature guns, ammo, and supplies for shooting enthusiasts. Admission is $8 per person with concessions available. Hours are 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 9 to 3 on Sunday. Located in the Currency Pavilion. It's the Rock Creek Renegades Gun Show from January 26th to the 28th at the Sandhills Global Event Center at 84th and Havelock.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G2076684.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
We are in studio here, and I am pleased to be joined by Steve Taylor, as you can tell from the introduction, for our weekly rep sessions here with Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket. Plenty to talk about, lots going on in the sporting world. But first, we want to know, Steve, how your week was since we last talked to you.
So, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. I come in the day and look what I hear on the opening. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
You didn't do that, did you?
I did that. That's right.
No. Well done. Then I come in here and I see my buddy Rico with this fly haircut.
He does.
He got this nice fly Jerry curl haircut.
He said he wants to trim it up again.
Hey, it looks good. The goatee's all trimmed up, and he leaves the show, and this is what he do to me. Okay.
Yeah, he wants to look
all
good.
right. No, it looks good.
He's going to be busy. Of course, we want to keep plugging Supernovas kick off their season, kick off the league tonight as the Pro Volleyball Federation in totality. So it'll be very exciting. DP is going to be on the call. Pregame at 6 here on 93.7 The Ticket. And the game starts at 7. Plenty of us are going to be out there. So I'm in for
that, man.
Yeah.
My first professional volleyball game.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of people's first.
I just got to make sure I keep my eyes focused.
What's that?
My buddy says, he told me, he only goes to the volleyball games so he can see the girls in their shorts.
Oh, yeah.
That's what a good friend told me.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure some of them are. Some people will do that, but there's a lot of good talent.
Besides all the talent. But yes. It should be fun. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then, of course, I did want to ask you, too, about a few of the goings-on in Husker football over the last week, mostly just all-star games. It was Dylan Raiola. Carter Nelson played in the Polynesian Bowl.
Yes.
And
he looked like a stud, dude.
Did you watch it a little bit?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, he looked like he could play anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talented.
Do you think he's going to come in and start? I mean, they don't have much of a competition for him, I don't believe.
Why not, man? I think so. I think he's probably better than everything we have right now.
Yeah.
No, he can step in and play right away.
Did they have those all-star games for you guys back in the day?
So I didn't play on one. And I don't believe so. They could have, but it wasn't nothing like it is today.
Yeah. Where they have them all televised and stuff. They might have had some. Yeah. Did they have like an all-city, like an all-state team like they do?
I was all-state, that was all that stuff, but all conference and all that stuff. But
I guess the Shrine Bowl type of thing where everybody, the top players of the state get together.
I don't remember that in high school. I really don't. So I was either oblivious to that or wasn't selected or not. But nah.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think that's good for the kids? At least to get some. I mean, they're playing against the top high school players in the country.
It's times are different now. I think I didn't play, like I played in the East-West Shrine All-Star game after college, right?
Yeah.
And that was more so, it was really weird because You're learning a new system. You got all these quarterbacks. You're kind of looking forward to the next level. You don't want to get injured. It's more just kind of a fraternizing, hangout type of deal, and play, and just kind of taking all the extra stuff. But it wasn't anything special. So I'm assuming that's what this high school game is like.
And that's what I was thinking too. Is it because they don't have a whole lot of time? You get like a week of practice. You don't know your teammates all that well, so you're not expecting the best.
No, you're running basic stuff, and you haven't, your timing with the receivers and the running backs, all that kind of stuff is different. It's just a fun time. It's just it's just something to enjoy that you earn, an honor that you earn. And but I can see them getting away from that, just like with the Pro Bowl in the NFL. They're getting away from all that stuff because there's just too much on the line right now to be playing in a worthless game. Really, so we'll see if that's a trickle down effect. But it was kind of fun to watch. You get an idea of what these guys look like. What's really nice about it is that you see players playing that are equal to you in talent wise. So there you can get more of a true assessment of where you may be athletically versus throughout the country playing in different conferences. So in that regard, it's good to see. You can see if that guy is really what everyone's talking about.
Well, that leads me to my next question, because you would get that once you arrived at campus, so it's kind of nice to be able to see that. But we're having so many early enrollees, and the early signing days is helping that. You still got a late signing day in February, but there's like 20 early enrollees or something like that for Nebraska this year.
That would be fun.
That's helpful. That's got to be helpful, right?
I think so. I often think about that because when I came out, we came up early in the summer, which was really unheard of at that time. And I remember it was myself, Broderick Thomas, and Leroy Tien. We just came in the summer versus staying in your city or your state that you were born and raised in, and you kind of get you acclimated. But now kids are graduating early, and they're enrolling in school, which is great to get your degree and to get acclimated. So that's good. That's a cool thing. But I didn't go to my high school prom, and I was even there, just because I was so excited about going to college, and that my girlfriend was at another school and that kind of stuff. But you miss out on your high school. I wish I would have gone to my prom.
Yeah.
Now that I'm done, I wish I would have gone. So I'm assuming these guys aren't going, right?
Yeah, they might be able to go back.
You can fly back, and
once you kind of, that's a special part.
I know it is.
Life.
It's a special part. So I would encourage my kid, if he could, to really finish it out and then come. But like I say, everything is the money that's involved.
Yeah.
And everything. It's just a different day and age.
Well, and just the competition. If you're going to be 15 practices behind the other guys coming in.
But I still think these kids what they're doing in high school and the time that you get, I think you have enough time. But to go through spring would be great.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So, maybe just take a girl on a really good date somehow.
Yeah.
But I felt terrible because my girlfriend at the time, Llama, she felt robbed because I didn't go to the prom.
Oh, she didn't end up going?
She I don't know what she did, but she held that against me. Yeah. She held a lot of things against me, but that was one thing in particular. I didn't go to my high school prom, and I didn't go to her high school prom, so it didn't really end well. But
it probably depends on family means and stuff like that, whether you can get back to it.
Wait, with NIL, you got the means.
Yeah, maybe that's part of your deal. If I sign, you give me my high school.
You can always
get to high school prom.
I wonder, when is the prom? The prom is when?
Gosh, isn't it like March? Maybe? I don't know when it is.
I guess you could. Well, I guess you could fly back and go to the prom.
Yeah,
you could do that. That would be cool. Come back and be the college kid dating the high school girl.
Yeah, I'm already in college. Everybody,
that would be nice. That would be nice. So you could do that. Yeah. I would have done that. Because you can go back kind of as Big Cheese and I'm moving on, but I'm coming back to hang out with you.
Yeah, all your friends would be excited you're back.
Yeah.
You're a big man on campus.
Yeah. So that would be a lot of fun, man, to have the means to do that.
Yeah, I wonder if they do that. Like I said, there's a lot of Nebraska. I think 15, at least that I counted. I have to go back and double check. The early commits, early enrollees. It's becoming more and more, again, because the competition is so strong.
It's such a fun. Well, you've been through this. It's such a fun time.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't wait to get there to meet all the guys. And the walk to campus, the dorm room, the dorm life, all that stuff. It's the first time for everything. And everything's new. So it's a lot of fun. And to go through spring football, That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're getting away from your parents. You
get away from them.
You want freedom. I mean, you feel like an adult. You feel, so
I would have
it's a
loved
big
that.
deal.
Because I was locked up for 2 years living with my coach. I lived in the house in the
That's right.
suburbs, so I couldn't wait to get out there. So I probably would have left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other question I wanted to get to you from yesterday from the captain, actually, because we
Oh.
started this conversation is, first of all, it was brought up because Caitlin Clark, the Iowa basketball player, I don't know if you saw that. She got, there was a court storming and she got knocked down. So we started to kind of think about, okay, well, what about a field storming for Nebraska? Is there any potential for that this year? And we came down to Colorado, UCLA, and Wisconsin, but most likely would probably be Colorado. Would you think that beating a 4-8 Colorado team from last year, but it's Dion, the rivalry's renewed, there's probably going to be some words leading into the week. Do you think that could lead to a field storming?
I would normally be against that at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I would. But I think since what we've experienced or what we've gone through the last decade and a half, nearly 2 decades, I would be okay if we storm the field after some type of win. Just to I think what Rayola said was kind of cool that he wants, what did he say? He wants to reopen what did he say about that?
Basically wake the sleeping giant.
He wants to wake so I think I'm okay with that. I'm really okay. I'm okay with that right now because of where we are with our program. We need to wake everyone up.
Yeah.
We need to make some noise. And we've been doing that. We're doing that with him. And so I would be okay with that. Just for the one and then be done with it.
Yeah. The one
whatever win that may be. It could be Colorado. I would have to look at our schedule to look to see, okay, which game would be appropriate for the team to storm the field and tear down the goalposts and pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I think they've made it pretty difficult for you to tear the goalposts down.
First of all, we did that already.
Yeah.
Didn't we do that? In Nebraska?
90s, yeah.
And Nebraska paid for it. It wasn't the 90s, was it?
I don't remember the last time a field goal was taken down because it's probably early 2000s that they started to reinforce those so that you couldn't get them down.
I'm trying to think who that win would have been against. That we would have done that because I remember there was some type of GoFundMe thing and we paid for it. It was like $100.
Oh, really?
I think it was. I think they raised like $120,000 or something.
I was thinking GoFundMe wouldn't be.
I'm just thinking GoFundMe. It was some type
something
of
like that.
Some website where you can donate to pay for the torn down goalposts.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was us, and we paid for it.
I don't know. I'd like that moment again, but there, the safety and all that.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to. See
I'm getting off the field though. I'm not hanging out.
You don't want to be there.
No, I'll let the kids stamp each other.
Yeah,
stamp each other. Yeah.
Well, and that's the fun of it too. And that's why I'm kind of pro storming the field or
pull up our home schedule to see who we play. Where that would be worthy. Right now, I would say Colorado. No, they're 4 wins. No.
Yeah.
That's just get Shador out of the game. Put him out of the game. That'd be enough. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Is
I don't want to put you on the spot. Let me see what game would be worthy.
Yeah. That's what we came down to was probably one of those 3 games, but particularly
Colorado be out. I would say no. Yeah. That's no biggie.
Oh, that's 2024. Here we go. So the first game
go through and I'll tell you
would be UTEP.
No.
Colorado?
No.
Northern Iowa?
No.
Illinois?
No.
Rutgers, homecoming though.
That is homecoming. No.
Then they unfortunately their big games are at Ohio State, so you can't do anything there. UCLA's at home.
It is?
Yep.
Oh, home here?
Yeah. Yeah, here.
Okay. I'm in for that.
I'm thinking maybe UCLA.
UCLA, yeah.
Big win there.
Okay.
Depending on how they're doing.
That's a maybe. It's UCLA. It has a brand.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and it's the first Big Ten trip to Lincoln.
Yeah, and it's the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what? Kick it off then.
You like that one?
Yes.
At UCLA, at USC, unfortunately, can't do it then.
Oh, okay.
Wisconsin at home.
Ooh.
They've won 9 or 10 straight against Nebraska.
Oh, okay. That will tip UCLA.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
You're going with Wisconsin.
Yeah, and we can even injure some of their players.
Yeah. And that would be the final home game, too.
Okay, no, that
kind of seems like a deal. Yeah.
Wisconsin, definitely.
But you have to win it.
I would say, I'm going to tell Rayola, tell the people we win this game to storm the field.
We're storming.
We're doing it anyway. We're doing it anyway. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, beat up on our little sister for sure.
Yeah. Well, let
them know who's the boss, really. Yeah. You guys can never beat Nebraska, regardless.
Yeah. No matter how many times.
No matter how many times you beat us in a row, no matter what you do,
Nebraska.
you're not Nebraska. You would never ever beat Nebraska. So let them know that we're back. Yeah,
And
I'm in for that.
the final game would be at Iowa, obviously.
Nah,
Maybe we go storm
Nah.
Iowa City. It's
Yeah,
just,
well,
it'd take-
we
be a
don't
delayed-
care enough about that.
a delayed response.
No.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, that's it. I think you should start that.
Yeah,
that week.
Let's get the movement instead of Colorado.
Yeah.
Let's storm Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We got plenty more coming up here on 93.7 The Ticket, and specifically with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back after this.
It's Pro Time Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is playing in the first ever Pro Volleyball Federation match on January 24th against the Atlanta Vibe at the CHI Health Center. Be a part of history and visit supernovas.com to secure your single match tickets today.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com. People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at nebraskaautodetail.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
At Allo, we believe in the exceptional. From extraordinary whole home coverage to super fast speeds, our local teams are always on hand to make sure your service is running at top performance. Let go of lag, banish buffering, and enjoy outstanding service throughout your entire home. We believe in delivering nothing less than exceptional service, so that's exactly what we do. Visit us at allofiber.com to experience the exceptional.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ooh, what a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, Nebraska. Keeping it green. Helping it thrive. Making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, from waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Rapping with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back in studio here on 93.7 The Ticket. A very exciting day at 93.7 The Ticket as the Omaha Supernovas will kick off and debut the new league, the new federation, as it's called, Pro Volleyball Federation.
Yeah.
I've got pro football in my mind because we're going to talk some NFL playoffs here.
Hey, do we have any former Huskers playing? I don't think we do.
There is one former Husker on the team. The team is they couldn't just get former Huskers. First of all, I think that would be kind of
I get that.
semi-pro type of situation, but they had to draft these teams. So
I thought we may have some out there that were maybe.
Yeah. And I think there's a former Creighton player on the team, and maybe.
Oh, okay, that's right. I keep thinking Nebraska. That we got a whole state of Nebraska volleyball players. So
there's some local flavor.
There's some local, Creighton players that probably good enough to make that squad. Well, obviously,
So that'll be good. Yeah, Creighton's got a pretty good volleyball program.
What color? You know what color unis are?
I did have it in front of me. They're like logos, like it's the Supernovas, stars and stuff like that. So it's kind of got some different colors mixed in there.
Okay.
But, I could look it up and see what team we got to know which team to cheer for, right? When you're looking right out there. But let's get into the NFL playoffs.
Oh man,
it's been hit and miss. I think wild card weekend there was not a whole lot of close games. This past divisional round was a little bit better. Did you watch too much of the playoffs this last weekend?
Dude, that's all I do. I go to my buddy's house, Chris Elder, who's one of the best mortgage lenders at Lincoln Fed in the state. But anyway, so we rotate houses and we just sit there and women are only allowed to stay for a little bit because they start chatting and we can't really watch the game. No. So no, that's how I love playoff football, man. It's the best because it's you give it everything you got and it's cool. It's cool. So no.
There's not much to say about this one. We'll go game by game. Ravens over Texans 34-10.
Man, that was just watching the Ravens work and Lamar Jackson. The dude is just phenomenal. And their defense is just stupid good. They're so active. There's so much around the football. They pose so much threat offensively with what Lamar can do. So I'm pulling for them to see if he can get that done. But and then Detroit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all over the Lions.
Is that your Super Bowl matchup as Ravens and Lions?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I had a wish list, that's what it would be.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Why? You think that's interesting? Why?
I think it's really interesting because when I look at it, and this is like the Lions are a great story, right? They haven't won a playoff game, and now they've won two since the early 90s or whatever. I don't know why. I like rematches. I like a little bit of a feel to it. So if you have the 49ers win,
I don't like the 49ers. My brother's favorite team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I respect them, but when you look at California teams, I'm all about the Raiders. So
yeah,
the 49ers, No.
And hate
No.
for the other California teams?
I don't hate. I just
Yeah.
prefer the
Yeah.
Raiders.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's why I would like to see Detroit. And man, it's a feel-good story.
Yeah.
I mean, Goff, man, come on. I mean, the guy was kind of robbed.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Well, it's interesting because he, was the number 1 pick, took the Rams to the Super Bowl.
yeah, and then they
traded him.
they traded him.
And
And
they
this-
got their return on it.
But then Stafford comes and wins the
Right, yeah. So it worked out.
he
for
does
the
all
Rams.
that. They do all that hard work. He does all that, and they get rid of him. And Stafford and Stafford's a great player, not his fault. And then they
Yeah.
win the Super Bowl. I mean, how lucky is that?
And that's what made the Lions-Rams wild card
Yeah,
weekend
so
game
that
so
was great.
fun.
Yeah,
that
so
was
it
great.
was nice to see that. So it'd be nice to see if he can get that done.
Yeah.
Detroit, that would be a story, dude. That would be a story.
The Lions did beat the Bucks to get there. That was a pretty good
That
game.
was a great game.
Yeah.
Man. They're just their offense is so prolific.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pulling for Baker because I like Baker.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
It's a good,
And he
talk
dates,
about a good story.
he dates a Nebraska girl.
That's
she's
right.
She's an
Yeah.
alpha phi. Yeah, so she's a sorority sister, my wife and my daughter. So she's an alpha phi. So I like Baker. He's that home run, good luck charm story too.
Yeah.
It's kind of erratic,
Yeah.
and he's kind of revived his career, so I wanted him to do well too.
Well,
And he played well. He played well.
They've got to make a decision too because he was on a 1-year deal.
I know that's tough, man. That's tough.
He's back to I'm a starter in the NFL. Where this year it was kind of I guess
what
we'll
do you
go
do?
with him. So yeah, and Mike Evans is the same thing. They're
I think he just needs a home, someone that's going to let him be Baker, and that's what they're doing. And he has some help, so it's a good deal. They should give him a decent contract.
Yeah, I think they will.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if that happened.
I think there might be a little bit of a bidding war to see if they get him back. But yeah,
They got to get him back.
Yeah,
That's a must. Yeah.
How about the Niners did outlast the Packers 24-21, but that was a close game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was leaning towards obviously the Packers, but
Just 'cause
the
they-
Niners, man, they just Purdy's pretty good.
Yeah,
He came through, and McCaffrey, what they do in their defense is solid.
Yeah. But
They're
that
well
Deebo
coached.
Samuel in a large part of that game, and
Yeah.
he's pretty much 50-50 on if he's going to play this week.
I know, but
So that could be
that's
hard for him.
that's part of football. You got to be healthy.
I mentioned this earlier too in the week. I went into there's a classic 49ers Packers playoff game, late 90s, like Steve
Late 90s.
Young and Brett Favre and Terrell
Oh,
Owens, if you
yeah.
remember that.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of had like that in my mind when I was going to that game. And it wasn't quite that.
No, it wasn't.
But it was a good game. And then the other game, I talk about legacies and in tough going for the Bills now. Chiefs outlast the Bills 27-24.
They got to be kicking themselves,
Missed
man.
field goal.
That's going to be a long off. Well, Norwood had the famous missed field
Yeah.
goal, But I really think I don't like to put someone on the spot, but I think it came down to Josh.
Did you think so?
I think he was going for the big play, going for that moment, and I think if he just would have played within himself that one series, because they had the fumble that went out of bounds after they went for it and didn't get it on fourth down, right?
Mhm.
So they got lucky that they got the ball back and they had to drive right there. And he had an underneath route. I mean, I'm armchair quarterback, right?
Yeah.
If he
But
just
you
would've-
are a quarterback.
Yeah, but if he just would have dinked it there, the guy would have run down and within the 20.
Yeah.
And they possibly would have scored, but he scrambled and tried to go for the big
did.
throw and didn't get it there. But if he just would have stayed within himself and done that at that time, which is what you have to do, I think the outcome would have been different.
Have you been in a locker room where there's the missed kick? What do you do with that? What do you do with the
No,
kicker?
I've been fortunate enough.
Really?
I've been, and it's funny. I held when I was backing up Doug Flutie. I held, and I never had done that in my entire life. Never. So when Doug came, and I was backing him up, they let someone, they cut one of the punters or someone who was a holder, and the coach came to me and said, would you mind holding PATs and field goals? And I was like, well, I play shortstop. I can
Yeah,
catch
you can
and
get-
field, right?
Yeah.
And of course, it's another added value, right? So I said yes. Have never done it in my entire life, never. And I would say we probably had maybe at least 4 to 5 game-winning field goals. And I really appreciated the place kicker and the holder at that time because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And
That's a good
it's not
point.
easy. And so you get high snaps, you get low snaps.
Yeah.
It's for it all. It's for it all. And I was actually really good at it. I was really good at it. It just came natural. And I think because I was a left-handed batter, so I could get my right hand up, catch it, and hold it and spin it with my right hand. and it was like second nature. And I did it. So I know what it's like to win football games. We never lost. Actually, Mark McLaughlin was a great kicker, place kicker and everything. So we were good. But yeah, it's no joke, man. It's the long snapper has to be good, the placeholder has to be good, and you got to have a good place kicker. It's a lot of stress, man. I never thought about this. It's a lot of stress because if you bobble the snap,
oh yeah,
or if it's high and you don't get it down, or if it's behind you or in front of you, skip sometimes. I mean, but at that time, I never really appreciated the placeholders until I had to actually do it.
And that's one of those things too, where you're not going to get any recognition, or even though, like, he kicks the game-winning field goal, nobody's going to know you. Even
they just highlight you if you don't get the ball spin.
Yeah,
and
it's only if you mess it up.
If you mess it up,
yeah.
So,
Is that old laces out, Dan deal? Is that right? You try to
yeah.
get the laces
They
out?
don't want to kick the laces.
Yeah.
So you got to spin it just right. I mean, it's funny. And my guy like a little tilt. So you catch it, hit it, spin it, and tilt it, but not too much. Just like what he has it.
Yeah.
And now that I talk about it, I was pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, that's kind of fascinating.
But I never thought there was, and you have to go out and practice and the conditions and everything. It's something you just take for granted, man. But I never do. It's a lot of pressure. And watching on TV, that goalpost doesn't look very wide.
Yeah.
I mean, so I can only imagine.
Yeah. How's your heartbeat like as the place kick holder compared to as a quarterback? You need a big play.
No, dude, I'm telling you,
it's just as
it's
nerve-wracking.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, because this is it. This is it.
Yeah,
this is it. And you got really just three people involved. You got the long snapper, and the placeholder, and the kicker. Those are the only three people that can screw it up. Where out of game, it could be the offensive line, it could be pressure. It won't solely be on you if you screw it up most of the time, right? So you're isolated when it's all on the kicker, on the place kicker.
Well, I guess
for the most part.
Yeah. I guess since you haven't had the moment of a field goal kicker like ruining or losing the game.
I have a moment of a loss, of a defeating loss, of course. We lost in the playoff on a 1 second, drive or goal line they scored. I remember that we lost the playoff. Yeah, but
have you ever been in a moment where there's like it's pretty much like the media attention, it's one play, it's like one guy's problem.
Yeah,
here.
this is it.
Yeah,
this is it, man.
Was it a weird locker room afterwards, or how do you kind of deal with the guy?
It's a somber feeling. It's like a death. I mean,
yeah.
And you don't want to point fingers, but you got all this frustration in you, and because it's over. That's what makes the playoffs great. It's over.
Yeah.
You're going home. You're coming the next day. You're not even really watching film. You're packing your bags and you're getting out. Right.
Yeah.
It's a somber feeling to know that when something is over, and that's why I say it's going to be a long off season, because you start revisiting that, and you have that feeling in you, and you can't do anything about it until next year.
One for the Bills too. I mean, they've been through this. They've already done this with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
If you remember last year, they had the game-winning drive. The Chiefs then have another game-winning drive with like 40 seconds left.
I mean, just think about it for a minute. I watched the Patrick Mahomes interview, and he's just a happy guy. We come in here, hostile environment. We knew he's just. Hey, can you imagine how the other team felt?
Yeah. I mean, but it was kind of fun too.
They're going on, and
the Chiefs were celebrating. The Buffalo Bills Mafia were throwing snowballs at them.
Yeah. I mean, it's an awful feeling, and things are just going well for Kansas City Chiefs this year. They're an okay team, but they really weren't expected to do all these things, and they go on the road the first time, in those type of conditions, and they come out with a victory.
Yeah.
When the Bills are playing good, playing well, going into that game,
Yeah.
and things were looking like they were finally going to get it done, and they didn't. So I feel for them.
It's tough,
and their history, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the 90s there with Jim Kelly.
Man.
Not
Three
quite
of them.
getting across
Three
the
of
line,
them.
Yeah. And it's also interesting because the salary cap hit goes up quite a bit on Josh Allen. So this was kind of their window. We'll see.
But you got to keep him. He's a keeper.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a keeper. I mean, he's an extremely talented player. I think he can get them there. He's just he's facing some really great teams right now. Mahomes and the Super Bowl goes through Kansas City.
Playing in Canada, by the way, did you have the snowballs thrown at you at Nebraska or Kansas City?
No.
I thought that was
ice. They were ice.
Ice balls.
They're ice balls.
Oh,
Nah. No, we're fortunate enough to. No, we got some harsh words and stuff, but nah.
Yeah.
Calgary and Edmonton had a huge rival.
Mm.
Yeah. So no, we didn't.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about that.
It's so cold up there, man. There's hardly any snow.
Yeah.
It's just freezing cold. Yeah.
All right, so this week we have the conference championship games. You already said who you want to be in. Who do you think will be in? First, we have Chiefs and Ravens.
I think it's probably going to be the 49ers and Baltimore.
In Baltimore?
I think the defense is just going to. No, you hate to. It's like anything else. You don't want to bet against Mahomes. You know?
Yeah.
If Lamar has an off night, then they're probably out because they rely so much on him. And if they come up with a game plan to contain him, then it's going to be tough for the Ravens because he's so much production out of their offense. But their defense is something. So I think their defense can get to Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes, by the way, he's been to either the conference championship game or the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I mean, is that not storybook or what?
It is.
I mean, that's the story. I mean, as a kid, I tell my wife, you dream of these type of things as a player.
Yeah.
You really do. And to see someone out there doing it, and doing it in a manner that is so playful, like the little fake little pump
Oh, yeah.
that he did to just trick that guy, to actually have the presence of mind and to do that in a game of that magnitude is unreal. His intangibles are just unbelievable. And just his mannerisms. It doesn't look like he's running. As a defender, I can see how he would just piss you off. Because he doesn't look like Lamar Jackson. You got this wobbly guy out there playing sandlot football and doing a great job at it.
So good.
I don't even want to say it's sandlot because he knows what he's doing. He's just having fun. He just looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah. It's amazing. And
it is.
And the Chiefs and Ravens, by the way, that game at 2:00
What time
on
is that?
Sunday. Yeah.
2 o'clock?
That's appointment television. That's amazing.
Yeah.
To get Mahomes.
Why couldn't they switch that game last week? That Buffalo played earlier and then Detroit plays later in the Dome.
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys they don't even think about that. Whoever
Yeah.
scheduled these games, these playoff games, right?
I also would have liked Ravens and Chiefs for the later games just because Sunday night always feels a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Either way, Lions and 49ers, that will kick off at 5:30. Breaking that game down, you think the 49ers will beat the Lions, but you're open for the Lions.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to get to Goff. I think they're going to get to him. But if the pocket is clean and he has time, dude is outstanding. So that's why you play the game.
Yeah.
And the 49ers, I think they're playing okay. I don't think they're clicking on all cylinders. So that's why you play the game. I would give the Niners an edge, but I like the Cinderella story, and I think the Detroit they're pretty good.
Oh yeah,
defensively they're aggressive, and they can run the football.
Yeah,
so if they can keep the pocket clean, they got a good shot.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game once again too, especially if Deebo Samuel is not good to go full for the 49ers. They're a bit of a different team without him. So we'll see. We got plenty more to talk about. One more session here on our weekly Wednesday wrap sessions with former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back after this.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of freezing rain and freezing drizzle with more fog and freezing fog. We'll see a high around 35. Tonight, a slight chance of freezing drizzle and more fog with the low around 33. And tomorrow, a slight chance of freezing rain, more freezing drizzle with the high of around 36. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course. Learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, Nebraska. Keeping it green. Helping it thrive. Making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, from waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Make plans to stop by the Rock Creek Renegades Gun Show this Friday through Sunday at the Sandhills Global Event Center. The show will feature guns, ammo, and supplies for shooting enthusiasts. Admission is $8 per person with concessions available. Hours are 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 9 to 3 on Sunday. Located in the Currency Pavilion. It's the Rock Creek Renegades Gun Show from January 26th to the 28th at the Sandhills Global Event Center at 84th and Havelock.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's Pro Time Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is playing in the first ever Pro Volleyball Federation match on January 24th against the Atlanta Vibe at the CHI Health Center. Be a part of history and visit supernovas.com to secure your single match tickets today.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Back to rapping with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment with Steve Taylor for the week. So I got a few questions I did want to ask and get in his mind here. First of all, did you have much interaction with Bill Callahan as his son Brian Callahan now is the head coach?
Yeah, a little bit. No, I like Bill. He sort of got a bad rap, you know.
Think so?
Yeah, he gave me when all that stuff was going on with Peterson and the stadium of not having pictures around, all that kind of stuff. I kind of wanted to know what was going on. So I actually just went down there. I think it was a Sunday. And he was there and we just chatted. And he gave me a whole tour, the whole stadium of what he wanted to do. And, Steve Peterson had a different game plan.
Yeah.
But Bill was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited about it when he came here.
Yeah.
'Cause I was ready for the transition to go to a more pro-style offense, and everything. Because we've had too many great players that didn't go to the next level because of the type of offense that we ran. So, and it was just a new time, new era that we had to go into. So, no, he was really cool, very knowledgeable. So, I mean, they have a very astute family when it comes to coaching.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting too. Like time. I mean, if anybody that lived through the Bill Callahan era would know, it's not just about the records. It was more about where Nebraska was before he was there, and then where it was when he left.
Had the most difficult transition.
He did.
Scott Frost had the easiest, right? But he had, because the personnel that we had at the time was pretty much a run-oriented, option-based type linemen, running backs, quarterbacks, all that stuff. So he had to revamp the entire offense, and with a whole new system, a whole new terminology. And I was familiar with that because I was in Canadian Football League, right? So our terminology, our passing schemes, they're so sophisticated and everything that I knew that that's going to be a hard reach for those players to adapt to under the system that they were in the past.
Yeah.
So that was going to be the biggest jump in its entirety. So, but he brought in some great players, and the Sue, Prince.
Absolutely.
He has some really NFL type caliber. Obviously, they're first rounders, but Nebraska just was not quite ready. And I knew that we needed to change our offense if we wanted to be competitive and compete in the future. Because at that time, if you could throw the football, and if you're mobile, I wouldn't say throw. If you were a mobile quarterback, you can go anywhere and play in the country at that time. And you don't want to run an option-based offense. You want to run an offense that can get you to the next level. So it was going to be a difficult challenge for Nebraska. So that's why I was excited to see us make that change.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, you could see it play out. I mean, Joe Daly in that offense, it wasn't, built for him.
Dude,
and
you just don't have the experience, man. Even when I went to Canada, I was so far behind guys that played at lesser schools like San Jose State or, wherever they had played, right? Because they were in the passing. My arm was sore the second day in camp. I never threw so many passes in training camp. Now, luckily, I didn't have to worry about the fundamentals. And I could read coverages because I did that in high school, right? And I could read coverages. So I knew I could make the adjustment. It was just going to take a little bit of time. But the passing scheme, side adjustments, dealing with blitzes, secondary blitzes, changing protections, it's just a different game. And you're not prepared for that coming out of college. So I knew what the pros were saying when they were saying, hey, Steve, they didn't even look at me real as a quarterback because we ran the option. They got way too many options.
Did anybody ever talk to you about like switching positions?
Oh yeah, they did. They told me. I was told I'd be drafted in the first 2 rounds if I'd declare myself. But I had never played. I played defensive back when I was 10 years old, led the team in interceptions. Then I moved to running back the next year. And then they moved me to quarterback. And ever since I was 12, 13, I was a quarterback. And that's all I was ever going to play.
What position were they thinking defensive back?
No, I wasn't going to play defensive back.
Yeah.
But they said that if I'd have declared myself as an athlete, I would have played like an H-back.
Okay.
A slot guy, like what Crouch did or tried to do.
Yeah.
Frost went to the defensive side. But scouts told me, they said, you'll be drafted in the first 2 rounds. No, I was still drafted. But they said, you'll be drafted in the first 2 rounds if you just declare yourself as an athlete. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm a quarterback. I'll go to Canada and play and then come back and play in the NFL if I get lucky enough, like Warren Moon and some guys,
Yeah.
I never forget, I was with Rodney Peete at the East-West Shrine game. And they were talking about drafting Pete and I. Like, Pete was going to go in the middle rounds. I was going to go to the middle to late rounds as a quarterback. And I just said, man, I'll go to Canada and play. I can get more money up front.
Yeah.
And then come back and make the adjustment because I knew there was going to be an adjustment, right? Where Rodney at USC was more in a passing school. His dad was a scout in the NFL, so he had an easier path, that way. And he ended up being drafted like in the middle rounds.
Yeah.
He played 12 or 13 years in the league.
Pretty solid career.
Yeah. But so longevity wise, he did well. But I always wanted to play quarterback, and I knew how tough it would be to make that transition. I even talked to Eric, and he was going to do that. I was like, dude. That's a big jump. If you're not used to running routes, even in training camps, these receivers are run all day and weaving routes and coverages and catching a football. We have the ability to do it, man, but I always told people I would throw a ball over the middle, but I don't think I'd catch one over there.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to expect the receiver to catch it because that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
Or, if you told me to run through this hole, regardless if it's open or not, I'm not going to have that trust. So I knew I wasn't going to play running back because in the option, you can pick and choose your creases and stuff. It's a different game. And I'm not going to block consistently some 250, 60-pound linebacker on a blitz or a defensive end as a running back. That's what you have to do. I didn't want to do that. I want to just throw the football and scramble.
Is there a point in the option too where you were coached, like if you get past 5 or 6 yards, don't worry about pitching?
No. They teach you. You always keep that pitch. That pitch relation as long as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I've pitched the ball 20, 30 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good option team, that's what you do.
Don't think about stats.
You don't think about stats, man. You give it up, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
So it's just a different mentality. Yeah.
Did you also, because I just with that type of option or that type of offense, the option, you might get a fumble once in a while. How did you go into a game? Like how bad were fumbles on option plays? Were they...
Not very much. You take care of the football. I was kind of loosey goosey because my hands are fairly large, so I would fight a defender off, and I used to carry like a loaf of bread and pitch it, at the last minute. But no, it's you take care of the football.
Yeah.
On the exchanges when you're pulling it out, meshing it and riding it and pulling it out. If the ball is slick, you got to be careful with that and everything. And you can't wait. You just got to be mindful with it. But no, teams who run the football, Coach Osborne always said you got lesser chance to fumble the ball if you're handing off versus throwing it.
That's right.
That was his weird conception.
He's not wrong.
We bought into it, but it's just ball security, just taking care of the football. Yeah.
The final question I want to get to before we wrap up the show here is that last night, big win for Nebraska.
Oh, man.
Beating Ohio State.
Did you?
Oh, go ahead.
I witnessed the game. We went to the game, dude.
Yeah. Rink Mask
was incredible, dude. Yeah. He was knocking down threes like crazy.
Yeah.
He was doing everything. He was bringing the ball up the court like a guard. He was under the basket getting rebounds. The dude was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch Nebraska football. Nebraska basketball. They're shooting threes. They're knocking points down. They got a fast tempo. They're just playing. It was fun. It was unbelievable environment.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Also, Dylan Raiola was there. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I know. I think he's
everywhere.
He's everywhere, man.
Yeah.
I saw the haircut for the first day of school. I would have liked to see him with a playbook going to a meeting, but no, we're talking about his haircut, So, yeah, he's having a good time. Good for him.
Yeah. He's everywhere. I think we'll see him.
It must be nice. It must be nice being popular, going to school, and you're pulling down at least $500,000 a year.
Yeah,
I'd be happy too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's why you can go anywhere. All right, that'll wrap it up for this week's wrap session with former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back next week. Happy hour coming next for you here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times